the NFL refs have to be better. We all know that refs, their main job is to just call everything down the middle, call it right. And, there's this saying that, the refs are doing a good job when we don't hear about them, when we don't even know they're there, when, they're just part of the game. We're focused on the players, we're focused on the professionals. And the refs are just calling plays, staying out of it. But that was not the case with Tony Corrente on Monday Night Football. Bears versus Steelers, calls a taunting call on Cassius Marsh, kind of backs up into him. It's just the optics were really bad. It looked like he was trying to, lean into it. Kind of looked like he was trying to get an N1 in the NBA, kind of like Trae Young when he goes through a screen and then he sticks out his butt, and then he, like last season, they don't call those this season anymore, but he was doing his best Trae Young impersonation, going through a screen and then stopping and then trying to draw a foul. Tony Corrente was doing that. Cassius Marsh was passing him. He had already, scooted to the left to miss the ref, and the ref kind of flails his arm behind him, scoots his buttocks behind him, and hits Cassius Marsh. And then he throws the flag for taunting, and taunting has been a point of emphasis for the NFL this season. I don't know why. They're trying to kill the game. A lot of players have tweeted out saying that they don't like it. It's killing the game. It's killing the fun of the game. And I agree with it. Like, what are we doing? Like, the NFL is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertaining. And this is not entertaining. We don't want to talk about the refs. And it seems like more and more we're talking about the refs. Yeah, the NFL has been great this season. I just talked about how through 9 weeks, this has been one of the best seasons ever. But we also got to acknowledge the bad things. And this taunting penalty, this taunting rule is terrible. It's not good for the NFL. Especially when the NFL is an emotional game. Like, you're hitting each other very hard, tackling each other, even twisting people's legs, like Mac Jones against the Panthers. But it's a very emotional game. I believe way more than the NBA. Yeah, the NBA, you're dunking on each other, and it could be a little physical, but I don't think it compares to the physicality of the NFL. You're literally hitting each other as hard as you can. It feels like you get ran over by a truck. It's just like very like prideful. Running someone over, tackling someone, like your bravado just goes hella up. You're full of energy. Like, I can't even imagine how much adrenaline these NFL players feel, how much energy they feel, how excited they get once they make a big play, once they make a big tackle, once they run someone over. You're just, it's hand-to-hand combat. You're putting your body on somebody else's body. You're imposing your will on somebody else. Like, just thinking about it right now, my bravado, my energy is going up. So I can't even imagine making all these plays and not having some sort of reaction, not trying to, release the energy, not trying to calm down. Like, I don't get it. And, I love sports. So I go from NFL to basketball to soccer to tennis. I do all this stuff. So I've been watching some NBA. And, the NBA is cool too. It's not as physical, but I think it's emotional too, just in the way there's a lot of one-on-one defending. You want to impose your will on the guy you're defending, trying to get an N1. There's some hard fouls like Jokic and Markieff. We'll touch on that in a little bit. But there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of emotional parts of the NBA too. And like, we all see Russell Westbrook just screaming, ah, or we see someone dunk and just scream and just do all this stuff. And I mean, there is taunting in the NBA, but they don't call it that much. But just watching the NBA and seeing players celebrate after a dunk, or after they do a great pass, or after they do a turnover or get a steal, and they celebrate and nothing gets called. And in my head, I'm just like, if that was the NFL, a 15-yard penalty. Oh my God, that 15-yard penalty. A dunk, celebrate, I'll be like, oh my God. That's pretty cool. They get to do that. In the NFL, that would be a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. And it's sad, man. Like, why are the NBA players allowed to show emotion, to show, their true emotions, and in the NFL, you're not? And I think if anyone needs to let out emotions, it would be the NFL players. They're getting hit, they're getting tackled, They have grown ass men landing on them. They got grown ass men tackling them, touching them, twisting their ankle. Like, I think the NFL players are the ones that deserve. I mean, obviously, they both, in my opinion, anybody, all sports should be allowed to, show some emotion. But the NFL should be towards the top because it's just a lot of physicality, a lot of emotions. What I'm trying to get at is that it sucks that the NFL players can't really show emotion. And it sucks that NFL refs try to be the star of the game. It reminds me of kind of Joey Crawford in the NBA. I don't know if you guys know. Kind of short NBA ref. Used to do a lot of like, oh, you're team up. And he used to like take over the game. And it was kind of annoying. Ed Hochuli in the NFL too. He was probably a better ref than Tony Corrente, but he liked to take over the game too with his guns. But Tony Corrente, he tried to be the star of the game, and he was. Terrible penalty against Cassius Marsh. Should have been a 4th down stop and turned it into a 1st down. Terrible. The NFL, but I don't think the NFL is going to correct this. They seem to double down on it. They stated that it was the correct call, that it was obvious taunting. Who cares if it was taunting, man? No one's complaining about the taunting. Take this taunting rule out. Like, we shouldn't be arguing. Like they're kind of trying to sway the conversation and saying that it was the right call because, the taunting penalty is there and that was taunting. But there shouldn't even be a taunting rule. They should get rid of that. It's annoying. It's bad for the sport. It gives refs more incentive to try to take over the game, to be the star of the game. And we don't watch the games for the refs. We watch the games for the athletes, for our favorite players. I've never seen anyone be like, oh my God, Ed Hochuli is refereeing that match. We got to tune in. Who cares if Manning and Brady are on CBS? Ed Hochuli is refereeing the Fox game. Switch it to Fox. No one says that. And this rule gives the refs more power, more of an incentive to take over the game. And who cares about the refs? We don't care about the refs. Pay them more and then fine them. Because I do think they should get fined, but I think I read somewhere that they don't get paid that much. So I don't want to hurt their money that bad. But if you raise how much you pay them and then you hurt their pockets, then that might be the solution, because they won't look at it like, oh, we're getting paid more. If I get fined, who cares? I'm still getting paid almost the same as I was getting paid before. They wouldn't look at it like that. They'll be like, oh my God, I'm making more money now. Oh my God, I'm losing money. I gotta be better. That's what I think. Raise their pay. They probably deserve more, and then dock them for their mistakes. And I'm guaranteed that they will straighten up, because once they see that money, they're gonna want to keep it. And if they keep fucking up, they're gonna lose that money. So I think that's a solution, or I don't know. If someone has better solutions, let me know. But I'm tired of the refs taking over games. I'm tired of this taunting rule, and all these taunting penalties. We need to get rid of that.